Bitcoin Magazine really is a cultural destination. It's a place for, the Bitcoin community to come together. And I think the approach we've really taken is that Bitcoin Magazine is a commons. It's a place where, everyone from, the mightiest kind of podcast influencer to the pleb, can have their, voices heard essentially, right? If you have something that you're passionate about, you can write about it and we'll publish it. So we take a pretty loose, or I guess would say expansive kind of definition on this, right? We've had a lot of contributors, yourself included. We really optimize for, diversity of opinion, right? So if somebody's passionate about an opinion and they have something about Bitcoin, we'll publish it. I mean, there's opinion pieces on Bitcoin Magazine that I don't necessarily agree with, right? But I don't think that's our role really to say what's good or bad for Bitcoin, right? Our role is to basically, be the curators. And, I think we've been challenged on this recently. It's been interesting. I'm sure you've seen what's happened with, the ordinals protocol and things like that. Our default view, I think, at this point is that, look, if you're operating within consensus rules, you're not scamming anybody. You're actually, there's consensual economic activity that you're engaging in. It's not for us to kind of gatekeep those definitions. So we tend to be a bit more open for this conversation, as I said, right? So, the Bitcoin Magazine conference or Bitcoin conference this year was, interesting. It was a battleground of some of those ideas. There were some people, who are going out and they have totally different viewpoints on what Bitcoin is, right? I think, your Saifedean Ammous and the Bitcoin Standard crowd, a staunch kind of monetary maximalist, really sees Bitcoin as sound money for the world. And then you have, your wizards, your Taproot wizards who, they think that, yeah, sound money is great, but, hey, there's a bunch of kids, storing art on different blockchains. So let's get them energized around Bitcoin.